Welcome back to Ninja Energy Secrets. Exactly what is energy? Well, energy is E equals mc squared, according to Einstein, which technically means mass times the speed of light squared, whatever that means. But what it really is saying is that there's a relationship between matter and energy. Manipulate one and you manipulate the other. They're equal in some sense, almost sort of two sides at the end of a spectrum. But the ancients said that there were different kinds of energy, and they had all kinds of names for them. We have chi, ki, hado, lots of different names, and even within those large groups we have sort of components of energy. But for our purposes, we're more interested in how energy manifests. What does it do? How can we manipulate it? How can we make it work for us? How can we do healing? Or if you're a martial artist, how can you get that kind of energy to work between you and your attacker? And I think we can liken energy to air. Now again, air has a lot of different names and it has different components within it. But for our purposes, we're more interested in what the air does. If we're talking about energy and we liken energy to air, we want to know how it manifests and how can we manipulate that for our good purposes. Well, if we look at air, air can manifest as a nice cool breeze, or it can manifest as life-giving gases that keep us alive in respiration. But it can also manifest as destructive winds from a tornado or hurricane. So we're still talking about air, but we're talking about how it manifests. By the same token, we can also manipulate air. We can create a fan in the ceiling and move the air to cool us down, or we can have a handheld fan, or we can create hot gases that run a locomotive or a turbine to produce electricity. So now, back to energy. So there are different kinds of energy within it, there are different components in the energy, but for our purposes we're going to be talking about how to move the energy, how to create manifestations with that energy. And we're going to be using our breath techniques, we're going to be using body movement, and we're also going to be using our imagination. It's once said that the greatest healers are those who have the greatest imagination. And what that means is that we're able to not only expand energy, but also move energy and get that energy to do work for us by using what we think, what we feel, what we can see in our mind's eye, that energy doing, and also what we can imagine. So we're going to be getting into some very interesting exercises that use all three, our breath, our body movement, and our imagination to get this energy to manifest for us in good ways. Or if you're a martial artist, then in a martial way. We'll see you back in a few moments.